All right, everybody, let's get started for a Tuesday. Get right to it. Want to highlight a couple things happening. We'll be looking at over the next hour. Looking at Meta. I've been talking a lot about Meta and Microsoft and just lining up more on the bullish side, 5-minute patterns like this. And ideal day trading candidates, that's all they are. But that's something I'm looking at for the next hour. Get Meta back down for a retest. You have a butterfly here. There's a couple of things, but I think maybe as low as 230, 230.60 for the deeper retest. That and, oh, the other one is Microsoft. I mean, those are the two focused right now. Microsoft, same deal. Arrows coming back down for a full, oh, sorry, that's on the, real-time regular trading hours. You have to go to the extended hour session. So you have a deep crab down here, 306.36 minimum, maybe as low as the hop at 304.86. All of these are setting up as type 2s on the 5-minute. Big shout out to the chat. What's going on, everybody? How was the weekend? Welcome back. We're here Tuesday, Thursday, 12 noon Eastern. Thursday, we give away some books and memberships. And if you are new, someone reached out to me yesterday and they wanted to subscribe. And I told them register first as a free basic member. So just to review, hit harmonictrader.com, go hit registered now right there for the basic membership, sign up, email, and then access all of the materials. Everybody that's new here, please take the 2 weeks or even 30 days. Get thoroughly familiar with what we do and the framework, because a lot of the things that we're really getting into now, especially at this point in the year, is really about the framework and what we can expect going forward second half. So go to Harmonic Trader, go to the basic members page, and then get with the TradingView program to start with, and then there's other platforms to check out, but send your username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. And when we talk about framework, that is reaction reversal, Microsoft reaction, come on back down for retest, the return phase. That's where we are right now. And to then develop the reversal for today, Meta might be the better opportunity. It's like that. Extended hours session. I did want to highlight this again. When you're using the program for the 5-minute time frame, I look at both extended hours and regular trading hours. You should have similar outcomes. Definitely need patterns. I prefer the extended hours because you get the whole range of trading that's occurred, especially in the pre-market. So be aware of that. Take a look there. This is ideal back-to-back patterns, but we're still in a reaction phase from that pattern that hit early this morning. Nice reaction from 230 to 234. Now back down for the retest confirmation. That's the bigger opportunity, probably later today. Oh, the other thing really quick, the QQQ situation for today is dropping right into that pattern zone. Check it out. QQQ is a type 2 alternate bat right now on the 5 minutes. So do check that out. 321.37. Hitting now. Did that hit? I've got to see if that hit. Really close. Doesn't look like it hit on HSI yet. But this is what I posted early in the Discord this morning, and the type 2 is here. So this could be our midday dot as well for HSI. Remember that HSI dot that comes in somewhere around the noon hour, doesn't matter if it's up or down, we're just looking for whatever dot comes in that hour. Keep an eye on that. What's going on, chat? Everybody's back in here. Great to see you. Evan, Cactus Leo, Yama, G-Dog, David, Miss Stephanie, Ghazi. Welcome back. And if you guys are looking at anything special, just put it in the chat. We'll take a quick look. I did want to highlight those immediate 5-minute situations, but step back for a second, and I'll jump over to crypto because all of those altcoins went and finally did the type 2 retest. Completed the full return, and then bam, now we're there. The QQQ, really quick update on the 5-minute, the daily chart is still pushing higher in this bearish zone ever since last week's HSI signal. We did check back. Let me clean this up. And let's look at the zone. This is important stuff. Was that a full check back? 315.05. I thought that hit 315.12. It didn't check back there. So we're not going to really get a dot, but at least that is a continuation. I don't think anything changes off of this where this is a counter HSI signal, and it suggests we want to go deeper into this zone, maybe as high as the hop level at, call it 331. And it's off of this shark pattern. So that's I think a big deal. And I think that signal from last week, we talked about that, might end up being something where it could lead to a pattern failure. I'm not going to go there yet. But this is going to take on a fairly steady march up to 330.99, 331, call it, within that zone. It's not rolling over. And in fact, the last confirmation was bullish. That's why we respect those counter HSI signals. Just give it time. Even though today's down, we're sitting right there at some big numbers right there on the 5-minute. So let's see if we get that dot. Meanwhile, the number one chart with macro, if you want to know what's going to go on with the world in general, the economy, it's on the SPY chart. And we have I have to say, it's really incredible back-to-back, multiple back-to-back pattern situations here. And that's a daily. Third pattern in the last year. Third daily pattern in the last year. So this bat pattern completed last week, but we've already gone through the 1-2. What was that? 403. Target one at 403.50. Did we hit that? We didn't hit that. I thought we hit that. Maybe that was on the other. Maybe that was futures. We hit the target. So, but still reaction territory, and doesn't matter. The last signal on the SPY chart is a bullish continuation, and this was okay. So SPY did give us the check back. That's what I confused. QQQ did not. And you need one more green bar. One more green bar today. Really tight range. Looks bearish. But you're actually one green bar away from a yellow dot, bullish continuation, something that suggests even within that range, we go as high as the hop level, 423, for the eventual test. It's kind of like this. Yeah, there's your first reaction, and then it checks back, gives you the counter trend signal. Almost a perfect type 1. And if that was a type 1, I would say likely we go to the hop for the full retest of the type 2. Keep an eye on that. That's the macro story. I mean, it's absolutely squeezed. Also, we really haven't moved anywhere in 2 months. If you guys just look at the chart, you could even go further back and suggest, the highs from December weren't that long ago. So net, you're still plus minus 100. Excuse me. You're basically 400 plus or minus 10 points for most of the past year. And what everyone's looking for is that breakout thrust move on the daily, weekly. I prefer to go to the weekly because check out SPY here. We did have a deep crab pattern. Software kicked that out. As a type 1 goes, there's still really no confirmation yet, and it's going to ride and hug that trend line. Notice how target 2 is also at 429.61. So you got some room here in terms of targets where no confirmation, no bearish confirmation yet. On the weekly chart as well for SPY, you're still holding above 50 level on HSI and amplified. Look, that turns up, or if we go bullish on the week, which is anything above 413.25, you're talking 2 points. We rally 2.5 points here. That could change the week. We could be here on Thursday at a whole different spot. Again, dial it back, 5-minute time frame. QQQ has more patterns. Now, there's your last 5 minute for the SPY. It's around 410.80. But I think I like the Qs better right now for, you're here on a Tuesday and you're looking for this thing to continue the progress from last week. And there you go. I mean, there's a pattern, hop level 321.37. Start looking. And you already saw Meta and Facebook. Really quick, one or two, here we go. Before I jump over to crypto, I want to highlight a couple of energy stocks that are maybe they're finally setting up. They're finally coming into, I think I've mentioned this before, but I think I don't want to get dismissive of energy in general. Here is a Gartley check back on Chevron. And even though this could stay within this range between, say, 155 on the bottom, as high as 190, 185 on the top side, this is still range bound, but you're a perfect type 2 with confirmation. And literally probably, your 2 bullish days after today from actually getting a yellow dot, where you can go back within this range and go have another move up to 177, 178. A whole bunch. Fairly impressive number of energy companies. Here's Marathon, type 2 deep crab. Very close. They almost fully hit a couple days ago. But you're looking for this kind of a move back down, maybe as low as 1946 because it's a deep crab retest. The other one was, I think it's Occidental. Yeah. No, that's not it. Maybe it was Devon Energy. One of these down here. Huh. Hold on. Confusing which one of the bunch of these. There you go. It was Chesapeake. Sorry. Chesapeake, just another big pattern off the top. A lot of these already taken a 30-40% haircut. We're looking on this retest, 77 currently, XA's level 73.64. You're close. On this next test of these, yes, UNG finally gave us first daily HSI signal yesterday. Take a look. Still early. I've been saying UNG is early for a long time. We took some shots on it, but that was all the way up here at 20 or 18 is where we got stopped out on that. And I started looking back at around 10, but we had a few patterns here, even lower. 683 is the big number. You're still underneath that XA level, but the confirmation for the first time triggered literally yesterday. So I would still want to go through a check back, which is 637 at a minimum. Retest that low, retest this area, and then still give me 2 more days before I would expect that thing to do anything. So maybe it's next week. You'll see some movement over the next couple of days, but I don't think anything will really begin until next week. Finally, though, because your last confirmation right there was actually bearish. Been avoiding that. Final one, related to energy is gold. So gold, super impressive. And I don't care. I really don't care what it does even over the next couple of months because I think, and it's a bit overextended. You'll see here in a second, but I think longer term, the fact that we're still up at this 2000 level, slowly but surely, 2000 will become a floor eventually. You're going to reject it a number of times, but you're starting to spend more time above 2000 than below it. Longer term, that's a good thing. And then anytime we get a retest, I think with this shark pattern, this is futures, and generally terminal bars at 2031. Your confirmation levels a little bit higher, 2036. You're pretty where you are currently is a short-term resistance right now. Look at it like here. Those are your dots. There's the pattern level. Target one at 1876. Is that possible? Maybe. Let's see what happens. You know, we could get a quick reaction and HSI could come down real fast, but you know, you're scraping resistance at the moment. But this could set you up where if that retraces and then the shark becomes a 5-0, that could be a launch point later in the year. And here's the thing, okay, gold trying to make a run to the 2020 highs. A weekly shark up here. I don't expect this thing to blast right through, but you know, really what you're looking for is this whole formation to eventually become some kind of a shark. Excuse me, some kind of a crab pattern like this, where you come up, you hit 886 area, come back down again, and then do a 1618. And I've been saying that about gold, that no matter what, however it happens, the next breakout move is a 1618 move up to 2500. So we haven't had a bullish signal in a while, but the next one we get, even if it's a breakout signal, takes you much higher. There's no doubt about that. I just think right now you're overbought, and I would wait for that opportunity to come in. Gold could finally have one of those times that it goes crazy for 2 or 3 years. I mean, really crazy. It really moves. But it's not there yet. But the next breakout move would be significant. Okay, I'll wrap up on the Dow. Sure. Or silver. J-Man wants to see silver. And then I'll wrap up on Dow. Let's do that. Let's do the futures. Notice, here we go, another hop level. But we have a high level HSI as well. Interesting. Right around above 25. That's a slightly better position than gold if that broke out. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, check out these massive patterns down there at 18, 19. Still a type 1. This is a pretty interesting chart. I haven't looked at silver in a long time. But this is, yeah, really close to, look, you're at this target 2 level off of these weekly patterns around 26. And there's weekly HSI. You checked back last week. Maybe you test 2650, but that's probably it. I'm definitely more interested in the silver longer term chart, like monthly. There you go. Take a look at this monthly chart on silver. It's a massive bat pattern, and it is a type 2. So short term, probably a little overstretched, but that's actually better than gold. Flat out. Type 2 is done. You did have HSI, not a perfect check back, but HSI is there. If that could get going, 29, maybe you pause here at 25 area. Like gold, if you could pull back for 6 weeks, 2 months, something like that, longer term chart would set up to try to make the bigger move. Silver, it's pretty clear. It's 29 and then it's 30, 38. But there's a massive monthly, that's a massive monthly bat pattern that you can't ignore. Love it. Really, that's a nice chart. Okay, quick. Dow diamonds. Let's just look at the Dow through the diamonds. Exclusively for the way we look at this, we're waiting for, and everyone's waiting for, that decisive breakout move, long-term chart. And I think everything is just getting super tight until then. It's threatening the breakout if we really, you really call it for what it's worth. You just need one more monthly close. That's a higher close. 341. Okay. By the end of the month. And certainly if that is your, I'm going to show and trace this out, but if that's your last structural high, and that's 348.22, and close above that, well, you negate the bearish candle and you break it out, and you, from that level, you can connect a bunch of dots. This is why it's so critical for the diamonds. And I think the diamonds, it's just a matter of time. They've held up since that move from October. And there's your B point. It's at a 72. It's kind of a tough spot, quite frankly. Maybe it's a crab, but 72% is kind of pushing it. Maybe butterfly, maybe crab, something like that. But only when you crack the B point. Got to see. Minimum 886 level all time. 360, 362 would be the first move. But again, it's just about the monthly range for the diamonds. It would be a huge development to break out above this level and close above any of these highs. Certainly on the index, that means anything above like 34,500, 35,000 would then start, that would start the acceleration. Really quick. Here's a few names that I want to throw out that make me, really question how people can be bearish, especially with the size of these companies. I mean, here's McDonald's, okay, breaking out to all-time new highs. And you look at that chart, I mean, multi-year, multi-decade, just continuing the uptrend. And there's a whole bunch of these. I've been saying these old economy or just kind of older consumer names have been dominating, and they're just trending. They're long-term bullish trends. Here's Pepsi, Johnson & Johnson. Again, don't lose sight of that, because these are the primary stocks within the market. I know a lot of stocks are not doing well, but they're in more speculative nature. The stuff that just is continuing to trend like this, super strong. And then, of course, you go to the tech side. I mean, Microsoft, Apple, blowing the doors off these earnings is just, still strong. Here's Apple. I mean, Apple just last week, all-time 886. And this will be an interesting point for Apple. Are we going to hit this 886? and stall, pivot, something like this, where's 886? 886 is almost there. Exact 886 off of that all-time high to low is like 175. Could you do something like this? Maybe a 382, 40, and then do a 1618? Just some speculation. Just speculation, but I do think things like this continue to break out. They're going to do 1618s. What do we have right now? Spending a lot of time on stocks, but I think we're at a critical point here where if we just grind higher, continue to move, you'll make that follow through going into the summer. I do think it'll be an interesting summer. Okay, here's the QQQ we started with on the 5-minute. I kind of like that there. Did we get all the way down low enough? Almost. HSI, I have to read that. Not exactly oversold. Amplified, yes. 321.37 on the Qs. That's a 5-minute. Quick check. I want to see Meta because Meta and Microsoft are not coming down. But I think Microsoft did get down to that number. So I'm looking for 2 of 2. There you go. Oh, Microsoft's got a nice bat now. Right there, 306.78. Did we? No, we didn't get to 36. There's regular trading hours chart. And we have a midday dot. That's how I would read that. Really quick, let's jump over to crypto and then we'll keep an eye on this. I am looking at these as midday opportunities though, for sure. Let's go straight to Bitcoin. Altcoins got destroyed. But we'll talk about why that happened because they went and retested a lot of those type 2 patterns. Yeah, we'll go to XRP. Sure. What's going on? Palm tree. That's funny. I thought it was palm tree. We're sitting here on Bitcoin. HSI confirmation, pretty high level. 27,100, 27,300, depending on your feed. And that, I don't think that's going to change. That should continue to be the floor going forward. And then 31,000, 30,500, you're just stuck in that range. Because we have this high level HSI. If anything, if we got like an hourly or 4-hour bullish pattern in here, yeah, there you go. I thought this was something different on the other feeds, but here's a 4-hour butterfly on Bitcoin. Maybe as low as 27.4. And that's a type 2 already. Look, the return's already happening. Here you go. And quick reaction off of that level, straight back down. I say hit the hop and go. But break it down on the 4-hour within that daily range. I don't, it's not going to do much. It will continue to grind. You want it to slowly grind. Ethereum, it's the same deal at 1800. So big flush out. And what's that? Oh yeah, there's a, so 4-hour was a deep crab. That's the futures contract. But 1815, and then you have HSI, everything around 1800. Same thing, just high level consolidation. I don't think every time they scrape that target 2 level, probably a good spot to be looking. And 18 to 2000 for now. Really doesn't change much. There's the daily. And remember, both Ethereum and Bitcoin have this high level HSI, and that's what should hold that up for now. Looks pretty scary on the rejection, but keep looking at the lows. The lows, you want a couple higher lows. And in fact, I think by Thursday, this should be the low, and then by Thursday, look, you should be seeing a turnaround by then. Close to it. Finance coin, same deal. Nothing really changes there. Remember 330 on the top side, 310 maybe on the bottom. It's just getting squeezed. There's 310 and then 330. Not a heck of a lot going on there. We know the deal. This, at least this is exhibiting what the other ones need to do. Just every time they throw it down, it's still a series of higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. They throw it down, it's a higher low, and they can't follow through. Structural sign of that just building, grinding higher. Not going to do much. And then I guess number 4 is, it's been XRP for a while. Here we are back down low 40s. Interesting. Still not going to do anything. 40, 45, 50, 35. Where's HSI? Looks like it wants another retest of HSI, so I just watch this. Still say that they need an announcement. Cardano, after looking at a lot of crypto that retested levels, maybe didn't seem like would happen. I think we have to come back to this, waiting for that retest for Cardano. Looking for that to eventually get back to 28 cents. And if it never does, then we miss it. And I say that because of a couple of the altcoins that we have really been tracing out for a while, and they hit. And probably the clearest one is Gala. And we've been talking about this since, back here 4.5 cents, 4 cents, and it slowly made its way down. Hop level 2.89. We hit it yesterday. So there you go. And we're deeply oversold, so you still need a trigger on that. But it's a better spot. 1 second. A couple of the others that we looked at. Here's Algo. So we were looking at that at 17.5. Now 16.5. Okay. But I'm fine with that, because that was our plan all along. Now, of course, I want to see that turn around. I don't want this to spend much time under 17.5. But look, the targets are getting hit. The zones are getting retested. The type 2s are coming in, stuff like that. That's what I'm going to look at for Algo. I want to see that turn around really soon. If you're in at 17.5, all right, just watch it. Maybe add a little bit after the turnaround. Confirmation came in, everything, and they still pushed it lower. But I think that's an overextended flush out move of the prior low. But so be it. 17.5, fine. And then a couple of others. And these definitely really help going forward because it hit so perfectly on many of these that you just can't ignore it. I mean, here's Doge with the shark. Basically 7 cents was the full retest that we have talked about. It was 6.99 cents. Well, 7 cents exactly. And it's pretty consistent with all the feeds. So there you go. I mean, that's, and we were talking about that at like 9 cents. So it's, you're there. Now it's a 2 of 2. I don't have confirmation. We could come a little bit lower, but I would like to see confirmation at 7 cents minimum. Something down here, maybe as low as 6.5 or 6.13. But you get the point. This was an obvious reaction. That was it. Come all the way back down. A few more. Here's ICP. And we've been looking at this for the retest back at 550 to 520. And here's HSI as well. So I think we're going to check back on this one. You're right in the zone now, and we'll probably retest that at 505. That's the point I'm looking for, as well as having just hit oversold on HSI yesterday and then now entering today. So you're very close to giving that at least a green HSI, another green HSI arrow. And that's what we're looking for on the retest. Uh, 10 pence is saying Doge hit 7 cents. Yeah. It hit 7, depending on what you were looking at. Maybe some something else. Other feeds. But really close. Here's Zcash. Check it out. Look, 34.40 was the number we were waiting on. Long time. Let me bring this up here. Zcash. There you go. 34.40. Literally just hit yesterday. Finally. There it is. And where's HSI, excuse me, Amplified's oversold right now. So that just went in yesterday. Yeah, you're about a $0.40, $1.40 below that. And looks like we will trigger HSI probably tomorrow, this week. And that's diving directly in, but we're in that area. So even if you're into 34.40, that's fine. That's the crab we've been waiting on. And there's bigger patterns on a lot of these that are down there that are, what was that other one? A lot of them are weekly retests against the longer term trend. Here's VE chain. Okay, retesting the lows of that long-term pattern with, I think this had a daily, here's that daily check back, yep, from the signal from March, 1.9. So that, whatever the last couple of days was about, it's triggering oversold levels now on the retest of the numbers we've been waiting for. Chili's, yep. Just retest. And we said Chili's could take a while. But it's still 11.3, 11.2. Still the number. And you're oversold again right there. Amplified as well. There's the type 2. Yeah, 11.3 off the crab. Longer term type 2, checking back the March signal on HSI. Just taking more time. A lot of them are setting up. Here's compound. Will compound finally get all the way down to retest The shark at 30 bucks for the type 2. I'm waiting on it. But it's a pretty big setup because you've got a couple of patterns down here. I mean, several patterns for compound $30. General $30 range, 28, 30 bucks, somewhere like that. Bitcoin Cash popped. Let's see what's there. Hey, up 10%, not bad. That's Coinbase. I thought there was hold on. Maybe I was confusing this with something else. I don't have much there. I mean, your last HSI signal on the daily came in around 116, but no pattern except for pretty sweet bat pattern, type 1, type 2. 108 is support off that target 2 level. Yeah, that could be something. I mean, there's really not a heck of a lot here on the daily or weekly, and it's probably better longer term patterns. That's just a one-off. Render, that one, the only reason why I'm even focused on that is, again, it's another crypto textbook long-term harmonic pattern delight. 2 of 2 of 2 of 2. And check out what we have been saying about this for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and that 248 number was it, and I said it was it, and now look at it. And look at the dance it did. This does amaze me. And when crypto gets harmonic like this, of all the markets I've ever seen, all the time I've ever done this kind of precision, ping pong, harmonic pattern framework, type 1, type 2, go to the hop, bang confirmation, 3-bar reversal. This is it. And I've been saying this is it for a while. I mean, there's first reaction off the bat, 1, and then 2. Perfectly to target 1, perfect retest to 2, perfect back to target 2. Now another bat on a retest of that. You did the reaction. And we were here talking about it. Then we were here, said, look for the retest, maybe as high as the hop 248. These are situations where those futures, those crypto futures, 100 to 1 trade kind of a thing. And I'm going to share this with you, especially with the software. That's the kind of thing that I would be looking for. 2 of 2 hop levels and stacking it right at the hop level, using the hop level as your max number. 2 of 2, expecting target 2, 136. That would be a huge 100 to 1. Be massive. QQQ looks like it's starting to turn around, folks. Really quick. What are we doing here? Yeah, midday dot looks like it's a QQQ. I didn't get a dot yet. Really quick. There's the alternate bat, and that's a type 2. I'm going to have to really look at this hard because that should go to target 2, 323.16. What are the options going for? Hold on. Let me take a quick look. Like the Qs, the today's 322s, 48 cents. Maybe you get a little something that's a little more in the money. 321s. They're trading about $1.10. I kind of like that though. Where's the market? Hold on, really quick. So S&P's off 17. NASDAQ is off 78, 75. Dow's off 58, 60 points. Not a biggie. Keep an eye on that one. There's my 30-second chart. I know you guys think that's crazy, but I like to look at 30-second charts, the 5-minute, for that very reason. Check it out. You do have patterns there on the 30-second, but it's bearish. Yeah, look at that butterfly right down at the lows where the 5-minute zone was. Amazing. Bullish butterfly pattern. The 5-minute level was 321.60 something, and the low was 321.44 with that butterfly. It is technically a type 2. Look at that. Jeez. Let's see if we get something like this. And then go. Maybe not that low. 321.73 off of that deep crab. Something like that. Really quick, I want to wrap up crypto. Just let's keep an eye on that one. Look at the total index. Daily. Daily looks like this. And this is important for total index because you really do want the market cap to continually build. We need to hold these levels. It's just like Bitcoin, but you're at 1.1 trillion. And I think going forward, if you're really going to do something here, staying above $1 trillion is important. I don't care how much you know, I wouldn't even want to come much below 1.1 trillion. Because you get back down to $1 trillion, you're going to take a lot more time than you want. I would like to see this hold in here for another week or two and then start to go like that and continue into June, July. Total 3, just because you take out Ethereum and Bitcoin, this might explain the altcoin destruction. It's a type 2 bearish bat. All right, without confirmation. I mean, really the confirmation's still lower. I hate to say that at 335. You're at 350 and nothing here. HSI got rejected at the 50 and amplified is back oversold. So we got to watch that. Weekly time frame. Yeah. Rolling over, breaking down. And on total 3, this could be a thing. Just back in this shark zone. So go sideways, not do much. With a lot of the patterns that you're retesting, probably. You didn't break out of that zone on the first test for sure. Yeah, here goes the Qs. Yeah, the 322s are. Let's roll back there. Let's wrap up on that. We'll do more of the crypto on Thursday. Hey, by the way, Thursday, the return of Mitch Ray. So Mitch and I are going to be doing a back-to-back. He'll join me around 12:30 on Thursday, and then I'll be on his live stream Thursday night. So I hope you guys check that out. Look at the Qs starting to run. And those 321s or those 322s are up. That's pretty nice. Here we are with this 5-minute type 2 pattern, folks, on the QQQ. The reason why I'm really focused on it is because it is a type 2. And this is the better situation we get at usually midday, where you have a nice pattern that materialized over the last 24 hours, did the reaction phase, which is right here, up to target 1, and then we do the full return, target 2. And that's just the kind of the sequence we're looking for over and over again. Both are tradable, but just understand, however you're doing it, options or outright stock, you want to execute at the levels and be precise with the levels. Where we are right now with the Qs, it's 1 o'clock here, 1 o'clock Eastern. This is a situation that if we can develop off of this zone, would take the better part of the afternoon to make its way up to target 2. I think the Meta and the Microsoft charts are better. Here's the Microsoft. Let's, again, follow back up with that. There it is. Perfect. Oh, and look at that bat pattern. Didn't get down to, I was looking for a couple things here. I was looking for the retest. You have a few patterns. You have this deep crab at 306.36. Did you get down there in the pre-market? What's that number? Yeah, you did. I didn't even see this. Check this out. I'm using the extended hours session, okay? Right there, it hit 306.36 exactly, so that was the full retest. Now we have yet another pattern where probably just a reaction now, 1 o'clock. But if we can get this kind of thing, maybe you go through the 1, 2, come back. Another retest here, a 2 of 2 there. Would give us, again, the larger opportunity. Here's Meta. Yeah, look at that, starting to make progress. Didn't come all the way back down, but yesterday, Meta, that's exactly what Meta did. Meta did the 1, 2. This was yesterday. Talked about that yesterday in the Discord, but there was the type 1 from the pre-market and the type 2. Also looking at just regular trading hours. Okay, gives you slightly different perspective. The butterfly never came back to retest at 231. That's fine. I would still wait on that. Patient with that. But the 5-minute pullback opportunities that we're seeing here in Meta, even look at this crab pattern in Meta. It was a perfect type 1. Look, went to 235.61 exactly. And I came back then 231, so that isn't a type 2. Plenty of opportunities, though. Sometimes I get too frustrated about this stuff. So that's the Qs for today. That's Meta. That's Microsoft. What was the other one? I think it was Amazon. Amazon got pummeled after earnings, but I think that was overdone. Here you go. Here's Amazon on the daily. Yeah, Amazon is actually still a type 2. Looks like this. Type 1, bang, up to 108, came back down to 94. And the other one was up to, it's 122.79 is target 2. I still like these, even with what happened after earnings. These are maintaining trend lines. So Amazon, and then of course the last one, Google, and Those are all just taking their time, but they're reaching for those weekly patterns. Google here with a alternate bat, but still it's a target too. It's got to hit 111.28, as high as 114 on this move. That's still up. That's still up for tech. Yeah, look at the cues now. Go. Brutal. Brutal, brutal. 1 second. 1 second. Hold on. All right, thanks. What? There was one or two. Hold on 1 second. What got picked up here? Hold on. Let me see what got picked up. Oh, that's something else. Okay, it was this. All right, let me show you guys this. One moment. Hold on. I'm trying to do like 3 things at once. All right, thanks. Oh, I know what the other one was. Sorry. It completely escaped me, but this is a big one. And it's a big tech. It's a mega cap tech. It's Intel. And I think a lot of the semis are setting up really close. Some are rallying after earnings. Intel has this massive pattern. Check this out. Massive deep crab. Okay, consolidating in that weekly zone. We've been there since last year. And rolling back down. I really don't care. Anything under 3087 to me, I think you got to look at it really hard for an opportunity. Our last HSI signal for Intel is around 2850. That's a big number. And I say this because you have a lot of semis doing things like this. Here's AMD. And it was perfect type 2 return. Hit target 1 at 84. Now we go for the full retest to the bat at 99, maybe even higher. And note the bat pattern that formed in between. A bunch of those. Really impressive stuff. I mean, here's NVIDIA. And NVIDIA has been at a bearish pattern for a while, right up here around 285, 290, that it's taking too much time. Taking too much time where the only thing left, and even the pattern levels suggest this thing is going to go higher. And I mean now, because it's grinding in that bearish zone, is that you go from the high to low and run for the 886. So that's 315. Really, and the hop level on the crab, and there's a bat. There's a ton of stuff. It's above 300. It's really not, you don't have to really force it to see that this thing is not rolling over now. Earnings came in. When are they coming in? 24th. So this grinds higher, probably into earnings. And again, above 300 is definitely a number. It's something where NVIDIA is a candidate like Meta and Microsoft. Pull up 5-minute charts. And look what happened last week. I should have been in front of this, but perfect 5-minute bat pattern. Type 1, bang, type 2. Give me something else on a 5-minute chart. But a lot of the semis have set up where they're showing strength, even with bearish patterns. I'm impressed. 1 or 2 more. You might not know these, but here's Lam Research. and this on a daily. Where's our daily? Yeah, a bunch of those bullish patterns down there at the low. Yeah, the weeklies definitely. But maybe that wasn't it. Maybe it was lattice semi. Yeah, here it is. Lattice semi. This is relatively new, but it's a high level pattern. And again, these stocks have run a fair amount and now forming bullish patterns again, where you come back to 75. That's a great continuation spot, but they're forming patterns after doing impressive runs that suggest there's more to come. Here's another one that we've looked at, this tower semi, and that's coming back for the type 2. So nice pattern, bat pattern, type 1 reaction. 45 was about it, but the retest here then gives you a type 2. That's at 40 bucks. But there's a nice pattern, and it's a 2 of 2. So give the semis a look as well. NVTS, all right. What's going on, Daniel? What do we got there? Is that a weekly something? Don't have much there. I mean, it's shark on the 4-hour. Maybe. I think there's others. And I'll tell you what, the thought behind what's going on with the semis is that we want to be catching them at spots where they don't look back. The end of that bear cycle really ended last year. And you're looking for the long-term continuation of the long-term uptrend. Here's Applied Materials. Deep crab off of the all-time high. All right, I think this last daily HSI, right where we are around 112, should get that going again. And like the rest, I don't see why we can't go at least a 50% retracement recovery, if not higher. Here's the other one. Broadcom. I mean, look, there's Broadcom. And that's one of the biggest. Already sitting at the all-time 886. So if these continue to crack, they go higher. Maybe a little pause at these all-time 886 levels. But look, 650 is the 886. Real close. I mean, you get the picture. Pretty impressive action on those semis. And that's what would get you a broader market move. Look, if the crude oil comes together in another month, semis can, like something like Intel, can start to turn around and go higher. That's big. That's how the rest of the Dow gets to the all-time 886. S&P breaks out. I just think it's time. We'll get plenty of opportunity. No doubt. Check. We already looked at crypto. We looked at algo earlier. Hey, I haven't looked at Apple. Who brought that up? Hey, Scott. Scott Yarborough. Apple is something we need to look at because I've been talking that the SPY chart, number 1, QQQ, number 2. All right. And then individually, the two biggest stocks in the world are Microsoft and Apple. In that order, really. Microsoft being more important than Apple from a technical basis. But here's Apple. Hasn't broken out yet. Are we going to break out or are we going to pause at this 886? I think I was talking with the crew about that yesterday in the gold circle. Certainly have the verifiable pattern. It was a 2 of 2. for the bat pattern. I mean, it's type 1 came up there. It's kind of skewed. It's tough to see on the weekly, but Apple came down for the full 2. There was the dot at 125, 124. Target 2 getting blown out. Interesting thing, though, is that there's the type 2 reversal to 158 and would probably be a good place to sell. But then once you get another counter HSI, something like that, that's a trend continuation. And we're seeing that in a lot of markets at the moment where, let me give you a little perspective, where you have a nice run. Something like this. And then you get a trend continuation signal like that. How is that going to go higher after such a move? Well, it starts to creep and go and go. That's kind of what you're looking for Bitcoin to do here in the next 5 to 10 days, frankly. Trigger the yellow dot at a high level and continue. Also, the tech stocks, the Qs, the Microsoft, the other Metas that have all done that on your daily charts. They've all done it really quick. This is why I'm favoring those right now. I mean, look at the daily chart. Here's Meta. Yeah, it's done a crazy run, but we have another bullish yellow dot. And I'm look, this is really close. In fact, today Meta could technically do something devastating. You break out above yesterday's high and close above 2362. That could really get going because it's a high-level HSI signal that started there after earnings. It's unusual, but it happens. And then there's the confirmation where that should develop, follow through, and continue higher from here. I mean, that's like Microsoft too. Here's Microsoft. Again, on that daily with that high-level continuation. That's a big deal. This one did not check back, but you're there. What's Microsoft showing? That daily is a bat pattern in here. No confirmation though. And again, the last signal is bullish. I think Microsoft could reach for the hop level on this move. Wherever bearish HSI comes in next above that level, I'll go with it. But until then, still play it up. And look, HSI, nothing. Not yet. Keep an eye on that. What else you guys have? I'm going to get out of here in about 2 minutes. Hey, Costa, what's up? We talked about the miners and metals. Check out on the software. Check out silver on the monthly. It'll blow you away. And I'm not even worried about the current levels on these silver and gold because I think you're all of your I think anything you want to do with silver or gold's got to be long term. Like you buy it, you hold it, and you sell it when they all do their big moves. I don't think long term. I don't think short term has worked out. It's just too quiet. It works out, but it's just you want trading action. You go to the techs. Yeah, a couple of those other ones. Yeah, like LAC, Lithium America, right? Yep. Slow ones. Yeah, these are great ideas. There's Lithium America. It's a 2 of 2 pattern. Maybe this bat pattern needs one more retest, quite frankly. But eventually, that's probably building because look at the weekly on Lithium of America. That's a beautiful Gartley. I mean, fantastic, and it's a type 2 right now. But you could be in that trade for a year. It's a type 2, and pretty amazing that check out what happened here. You know, exact move to target 1. Completion, target 1, reaction over, 2674. The exact high was 26.96. Come back to the XA, 18.77. The low is 18.43. Now you have a 3-bar breakout probably today, and then you're not looking 26.74, you're looking 32.40, but that's a nice one. That's a nice one. And there's a few of those. Here's one, new idea, Alcoa. Alcoa is on the daily. You know, you would think recession and everything. Nope. You got some patterns down here, 36 with confirmation. If you close today with a bullish close, you'll get a dot. And that's a big, you know, this has suffered quite a decline, but you're starting to print a bunch of levels, 35 to 40 in general is what I would, how I would look at that. Another long-term play, though. What was the other one? There's a few more. Oh, here's, okay, really quick. Just some oddball ones, but printing patterns left and right. Okay, American Airlines. Couple of big patterns down there. 1285 is a bat pattern. Generally 13. That's how I look at that. And there's the weekly. So look at American Airlines here on the weekly even. Remarkable. There was a big surge earlier in the year to 17. That was just a type 1 reaction. This could be the start of something larger. Again, airlines are super slow. Not my flavor to hold those longer term, but you have 2 of 2 on the airlines, no doubt. One or two more. Yeah, okay, Pete, BBAI. Yeah, that's so for some of the premium, not some, for all the premium members, some of the AI stocks, again, these are more speculative plays. Give me some patterns. Well, there you go. There's a few of these, but this was one, and again, super speculative, but we had HSI, it checked back, and this is still technically target 1, 781. We were, our terminal bar and our other levels around 278 to 250, so that was pretty much it. And let's see if we can get that thing to run. A couple more. This was another one. What was this? Was this it? No. Wait, hold on. I don't know if this was it. No, that wasn't it. Oh, this was it. Yeah, just a little Gartley. I posted this in the Discord. But no, I think it was this one was a little more speculative. Because a lot of these got killed. They were SPACs or new offerings. And then they, yeah, this is, maybe this isn't as pretty, but this exemplifies what happened here. They got killed in the last year, and now hitting patterns like this, and some of the recent ones in the last 2 weeks have printed some confirmation. So take a look at those. Wasn't there one other one? The C3 AI, or was it? Yeah, that had an HSI, but that wasn't it. The Bullfrog. Somebody help me with these AI stocks. Still not bad. I mean, it's it's the idea here is to capitalize on the craziness, the frenziness after these things have taken a hit. A lot of them have taken a 50% hit or more in the last few weeks BBAI looks good. I like that because of the daily pattern and then the daily signal. I think at a minimum we can get that thing back to structurally back to 370 or higher. I would love to see this thing break out and do the full BAM move, even aside from the pattern target. Something like this would be the ideal BAM breakout. Get above 377 and then go to the 886. $6. Something like that. SciFi, yeah, that was another one. I think I posted that. Again, speculative, sitting on a pattern. This is one of the problems with these is that they can just go sideways forever. But take a look at this. I don't know what these guys do, if they're AI or not, but a little penny play. But it's 2 of 2. I would want to see confirmation. It's not quite there yet. But there's been a few of those that have worked out. BTBT, Netlist, and there's others that haven't worked out, like Apron or Bingo, BNGO. But the ones that have, have done sizable percentage moves. Boy, look at Meta. Meta's starting to rock. One or two more, folks. I'm going to wrap it up. I will look at those banks. That's a good one. Let's quickly look at the banks. So we had a number of patterns. Bank of America is, I think, the one to follow because you have, well, a lot of them have daily, weekly patterns. Bank of America had this deep crab on the weekly. It's checked back, and you still need 1 week, positive week. On the daily, it was this butterfly. There was a few patterns, but generally we were looking at 28.50. We had a reaction, and then I said, all right, let's close this one out. And we basically scratched the other ideas because this butterfly had to get retested. I don't know how many of you recall that, but here we are. And 2680, critical number, we still need some kind of confirmation. And so the banks, if you were looking for an opportunity on the banks, not there yet. I would say a few more days. Nothing oversold here. And, we did get oversold on amplified RSI. But I just think a little bit lower, and you've seen a couple of them, a couple of ones that just blew up, like First Republic. I was looking at that after the earnings, and the earnings just collapsed. So the big ones, like PNC, great pattern. No confirmation. There's the weekly. Okay, we need a dot, and you're checking back last week, but you need 2 more weeks. And it's a big crab pattern off the top. Back to back, actually, because there was a bearish right at the top, and now we go to bullish. But you're still early. You're probably 2 weeks early for away from these banks settling out. And then you go to some of those smaller regionals getting crushed. There's, Huntington Bancorp. Oh, I don't know why that's not printing like that. And final one, look, XLF. Okay, you tell me. Beautiful bat pattern, but still not ready for the type 2. I think that's what needs to happen. You flush down to say 30, 29 on that so that you can finally resolve at least the bullish bat pattern and then have this whole fiasco that started 2 months ago, 3 months ago to resolve itself. So it's just a minor thing. Otherwise, without that confirmation, you're going to probably see a couple more things blow up. It's not ready yet. So sometimes being early, it happens with the patterns. Without confirmation, you're definitely early. But it's there, and again, the banks do have big patterns that I'm not going to ignore. Here's the last one, J.P. Morgan. Someone said that. J.P. Morgan's been back-to-back patterns left and right. There's weekly, but the daily's like that. You do have some patterns here on the daily. Shark pattern, basically 140, still big resistance. So we'll follow that, but again, banks not done yet. Look, everybody, come on back Thursday. We'll have Mitch Ray here. We'll give away some books, memberships, and have a great session with him. Actually, Thursday, we'll have a double shot. All right. Guys, welcome back. Have a great week. Catch me on the Discord. You have any questions? Until then, see you Thursday, 12 noon.